are selling the future of literally our big name soccer players and stars and whatever that can come out of our system. So yes, culture, mindset needs to change, and we need to start adapting some of these international standards. So perhaps in a club, you need to have an educational officer or an educational liaison that will be checking the grades of your players. Every time they have a test, let them bring the grades, talk to them, and then let that officer or person then, set up whatever you can do. I know there's personally some coaches that I liaise with, some track and field coaches, I know, I wouldn't call their names, that when they go into their meets, they make sure their athletes bring their homework and everything, and they have to do it. They can't sleep until they do that homework, because tomorrow they have a meet and then they want to enjoy themselves a little bit. They have to do their homework. So, we all have to take responsibility, and infrastructure is everything. So yes, you need an education officer. Yes, that person needs to check the grades. Yes. And if the grades not looking good, you need to streamline some tutors or different assistants to help out with the maths and the English and so on. So that's what I'll say for now, Anthony. Hope it wasn't too harsh. Hope it wasn't too harsh.
No. It's fine, because I'll tell you something though. And I must give some kudos to Mark. Mark King. He is at Musgrave West Secondary School, and he's the dean of the school. And along with him and myself and some others, we put and I wouldn't say myself though, because I was just outside helping. As you know, I went to that school, and what they did a homework center for the footballers after school. And one of the teachers volunteered, because that teacher, and God bless his soul, he was living somewhere in San Fernando, somewhere there. And as you know, if you leave a particular time from school to head home with the traffic jam. So what he decided to do is, instead of spending that 1.5 or 2 hours in that traffic jam trying to reach home, he decided, okay, I'm going to spend that 1.5 with the kids who play soccer, boys and girls, and we're going to deal with their homework, and we're going to deal with their studies in the school. And by the time the classes is done, the traffic will die down. So there will be less traffic for him to get home, and he will get home the same time anyhow. Jesse would be using his time, instead of sitting in a car driving at 2 miles per hour and getting home, he could do it. And that is something we need to be able to do. Guys, I know we have coaches here and managers here and that kind of stuff, and I know it would be listened to after. And I would always continue to say this: you must understand the meaning of the word of being a coach. A coach is not just telling somebody what to do. You are a mentor, you're a father figure, you are an advisor, you are a teacher. You are so many things that you are, and you must be able to speak to the kids that is under your charge, and the families too, having discussions with them pertaining to the all-round development of the kids that is under your charge. This is not just about winning games. This is about winning a student and winning that person to become successful, to go forward and live, because you can only play soccer for so long. And Shanice mentioned that, and I had a guest here, Quinn, and I go back to Quinn again. Quinn was brilliant. Quinn was here last week, I believe, Shanice, and Quinn damaged her knees. And now she's a part-time coach in the school. She can't play. She damaged her knees. And that is what Shanice is talking about here. She is doing a master's now in the school, partial coaching, and she's also dealing with the film and the entrance of many kids around the world. Thousands of them applying to get in that school. She has something to fall back on. That is critical, guys, that you have that kind of stuff. Shanice, I want to thank you so much. I know I don't know if there's any questions again that popped up, Shanice.
Yes.
Side of there that you would want to attend to. Is there any at all?
Yes. There's about 2. So I just want to make a quick plug based on what you just said, yes. Anthony. I want to say that, to any coach or any person listening, based on, the idea that Anthony and I was just speaking about, if ever you need help, you know, I am I am of service, you know, just even if it's just assistance for infrastructure. How should I do this, you know, and how should I organize this, or how should I, what kind of system to take place, to put into place. And furthermore, it's just all about research, looking at other systems and seeing what works for them. So there's a student that's asking, who is interested in the SAT, but is that person's afraid or concerned that they may not do well based on their C-SEC grades. Well, it really depends on what your grades are. If for example, whoever, you know, that student is, student A, did not pass, let's say math or English, you really need to go and get that sorted out, because it's going to make a difference in your understanding and preparation. And if it's, let's say it's your thinking because your grades are not ones and twos, it always comes down to your proficiency. And I would say some students may need a bit more time to prep than others. If you know, if it's a situation that you're really not confident about, but you definitely want to make sure you have your maths and English. That is important. And not just having maths and English, you have to have your full certificates of passes. So if you're looking at a 4-year college or university, you have to have met those requirements. I know there are some that go on to junior colleges, and that might be a little different, but you must have met those requirements. So let me just look at the other question. I intend to sign up for your program in February. Do you have any tips on how to prepare for your class? I would say, you know, if you're interested in my program and, you know, you just want tips, you can contact me after. But honestly, there's a lot of resources online as well that you can use as a student to do like practice tests and so on. So you just have to look up SAT past papers, SAT practice, go on YouTube, and you can start doing some practice. If you feel like math is a tough area for you, I would say reinforce your algebra. Basically reinforce everything that you did at C-SEC level. If you're a student who have already completed C-SEC, please reinforce everything as much as possible. Go back, do some practicing and everything, and you would be better prepared for the class. I think there's one more question. Okay, I think that question is for you, Anthony, the final question there.
Coach, can you give me a quick overview of what the letter from the coach or technical director will look like? Well, it is going to be a letter of recommendation stating that they know you for such and such a time and your ability to play the game. That is what that letter will entail. The information, and the school, you know, the school would be able to take that letter along with your ability to play the game from whatever film you have. It doesn't matter. And I must say this, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to get through, but it helps, because all of the different collegiate coaches understand what is happening around the world with the COVID. Yes, they fully understand that with the COVID, so that will be able to help you. And with that, Shanice, I want to thank you so much for your time, for your professionalism. I know we speak a lot. I know you're studying. I am doing all sorts of things. And I know sometimes we spend the time to speak. And guys, I want to let you guys know too, on this set, there are people from all over the world that log on to this. There's a lot of people too from on the YouTube, on the different channels. They log on, and I introduced them to Shanice, and some of them are doing classes with Shanice right now. So you have no excuses if you are in Trinidad and Shanice is in Trinidad, because there's people from New York and Canada and all over the world are asking me about SATs, and Shanice is shaking her head, and she will tell you that I have led them straight to Shanice, and they are from over in the US, and they are doing classes with Shanice. And if their parents could do that, and you in Trinidad, then I sure you can do it. Shanice already mentioned to you too, look, we understand people are dealing with different circumstances. And if you come in at the latter half of the program, you can speak with Shanice and she will work with you. Because what we do here, guys, is not about money. It's not about money. It's about helping and service we are giving back to touch lives and change lives. And even if you don't do the SATs, which I am not recommending, right? And you come over here and someone gets you into a junior college, guess what? You know what is going to happen in that 2 years you get into a junior college? they're going to send you right back in the junior college to go and do your subjects to get them up to mark. I know kids are doing that right now. Who believe, okay, well, I didn't need to do the SATs and I didn't need to get my schoolwork organized, and someone helped them and they get into school and they get into a junior college, or even if they get to a college. Like, for instance, I have a coach who I was working with still. And one of the girls, he wanted Shanice to get into the school, but her grades wasn't there. So he knowing me, and we continue to speak, he said, Anthony, I'm going to help this young lady. This is what we're going to do. There's a couple junior colleges close to my college. I'm going to get this girl into junior college and get her grades up to mark. And she's going to spend the 2 years, get the associate degree, and then we're going to take her into my college. But she has to work hard in the junior college to bring her grades up to mark. Guys, if you think you're going to run from it where you are right now, you're going to bounce into it when you come up in the States here. So even if I don't get you for school and someone else, and you go and pay someone else some ridiculous amount of money, and I know their parents are doing it right now, paying people ridiculous amount of money to get them in school, guess what? Your kid will have to go back and do it over here. And they may end up spending more time in school than they needed to. They may end up going into the 2-year college and having to redo those subjects. And if they don't get you with those subjects in the junior college, guess what? They cannot move on to another college. So they will end up spending 2 years, and then they will have to come back home. And that will be ticket money you're wasting, accommodation money you're wasting, when you could have just signed up now, get them in a program to get their grades up and get them ready and save yourself that problem. Trust me, if you feel that you can bypass the system now, when you come to the US, you're going to have to do an examination with majority of the schools to place you into what you want to study. That is things that people who are charging you money don't tell you. I have kids right now that is doing that. They, Shanice, want to study a particular subject. They don't have science subjects. They want to go in a particular field, criminology. Let's name that. And you don't have a science subject, or you don't have X, Y, Z. You would not be able to study it. You will have to go back and take it again. Or they will have to recommend to you what other field they think you qualified for or could handle. Yes, guys? So once again, Shanice, thank you. Guys, thank you so much for your time. I know there's a lot of things you could be doing. Thank you so much for you guys logging on and getting the information. Shanice has put a, Shanice, what you can do for me though, for those of you guys who just logged on, could you just go into the section there, Shanice, and just put in your information there for me? If you could just type in your name and your contact information in there just one more time, so that people would be able to make contact with you. And you do not need to make direct contact with me. You can make direct contact with Shanice. I have a lot of people asking me 1,000,001 questions about the SATs. That is why we are having this taking place, guys. So Shanice could put her information in there. You could take your camera and take a snap of it if you want, and you could contact Shanice directly, and then you can chat with her pertaining to doing the classes, pertaining to helping you, because, and also too, the video is going to be edited and put it on YouTube. You could go back on YouTube and watch the video, because it's not just SAT Shanice, you know, participated. And then there's one thing I'd like to add to you guys, who, those of you that's lacking some confidence. Shanice and I had a sort of similar road, where we went to school and we did not come out exactly the way we wanted to come out. You know what we did? We take it upon ourselves to get ourselves together. And we went back and put into the time and the effort into what we needed to do. So we are proof now of not giving up, not caving in, not throwing in the towel in the ring. We are proof that you could see us here today, that we did not give up, we did not quit, we continue along the lines, and we went and get the different things that we needed to do. And now we could come back to you and tell you, look, we had issues. We could come back and tell you we had issues. There's a lot of people don't want to tell you that. They want you to believe that they were perfect and they get all that this and they get all that and the other. And those are the ones who are misleading you because they're not honest with you. Shanice came out of Mova and I lived in Laventille at one point. But I can tell you something, we are living different lives now. Why? Because we went and worked hard and get ourselves together and in order. And now we are making a difference in people's life. It's not about money. I am getting kids into school without charging them a cent. And I have coaches that's contacting me, Coach Roy, I need this, I need that, I need that. And I'm helping people. No charge for my service. There's people charging $15 and $20 and $30,000 and parents are paying it. Shanice, where is people getting this money to pay people to get kids in school? And parents are paying these people this money. And I have to say, do not be paying people that kind of money to get your kid in school when you could get your kid in school for free. And that is what I do. And what I do too, I'm getting businesses now, corporate businesses in Trinidad and in the Caribbean, Shanice, involved in what I'm doing. We just had some kids leave and we organized for them. The Police Credit Union, and I know she may be logged on here, Miss Frederick, supported the kids with brand new suitcases. Damian Cooper at Republic Bank get involved and he helped some of the kids. We are getting companies now contacting now, and if you're working in a business corporate sector and you want to get involved in what we're doing, please give me a call, because one of the things too we can do, we can ask you to assist kids with doing the S.A.Ts through Shanice. That is something we can get you involved in. Maybe your company has a budget every year and they want to get involved in education. You can help assist kids to do the S.A.Ts. There's no cost to me with what I'm doing. I am trying to network, and I'm not trying to project myself as this hero. I'm not a hero. I just love helping people and touching lives. This is what I love to do. This makes me happy. And why I connect to particular people, because they have things I know you need. And I want to connect people to people who can help you so you can get through. But when you get through, guys and parents, please show some gratitude and be thankful and appreciation. Shanice, would you believe there's a number of kids I send to school right now, going to school, and never call me and tell me thanks? I don't feel hurt about it because I'm not doing it onto them. But there are kids right now and some of their parents who are in the group, and as soon as they get through with the group and the kids go to school, they get out the group and gone. And they wouldn't say, let me stay in that group because that is a group that helped my kid. But what they don't realize, Shanice, is that the kid going to 2-year school. After the 2 years, what you're going to do, join the group to come back and say, Coach Roy, I need help to get into a university. And Coach Roy is going to say, okay, no problem, I'm going to help your kid. Guys, gratitude. Gratitude, guys. Being thankful. It's not about calling somebody every day and saying thanks, thanks, thanks. No. It's not about that. It's being appreciative for what people are doing for you and trying to help them so they can help you make you a better person. So by saying that, guys, thank you guys so much, Shanice. Thanks again a million. I know we're going to speak pretty soon again because I want to chat with you about that program too. I have a lot of people calling me from different Caribbean islands too, and I want to chat with you off camera. I know we're going to do that soon in your busy schedule and mine, how we could put something together. And I want to get some companies to involve in what you're doing to be able to assist some kids be able to be, because I know there's a lot of kids who can't play and they're bright. They just don't have any money and their parents lost their job, whatever it may be. They need help. And I want to get, and I'm appealing to some of the people who are in the audience. If you have a company, just give me a call. I have a lady from the credit union. She contacted me. She said, Anthony, how could I help? I am working with a company. I'm an executive in a company and I see what you're doing and I want to get involved. And she decided, Anthony, I could help in some way. And this is the way I wanted to help. And she got involved, Shanice. She helped and she's helping. And she's asking me after she finished do that, Shanice, God bless her soul. She's telling me, Anthony, I need to talk to you again because we want to get more involved in what you're doing to help more kids assist them even with student loans to go to school at a much lower rate. All these kind of stuff they're talking about. Yes, Shanice, thanks again. Blessings to you and your family. I wish you much success. I know you continue to go after all those different degrees and all that kind of stuff. I wish you all the best. I know you are great at time management, and that is something, guys, you got to look at. If you want to be successful, you got to be able to manage your time. If you cannot manage your time, you're not going to be successful. You got to have balance. And Shanice is a perfect example of balance. Shanice, thanks again. Guys, thanks again. Guys, be safe. Wear your mask. Be safe. Shanice, have a wonderful day, and we talk soon. Yes,
Thank
Shanice,
you.
bye-bye again, guys.
Thank you. Take care.